welcome to today's show. On this show, we've got a one-off special in support with alcohol concern and the Don't Let Drink Decide campaign. Coming up on today's show, we have an interview with Mark Clayson, Policy Officer for Alcohol Concern Wales, talking about what he does for the company and what they hope to do to raise awareness and try to get the shockingly high figures of Cardiff's binge drinking down. First of all, I went out into the streets of Cardiff to try and find out who the public thinks should teach children the consequences of alcohol misuse and abuse. Let's see what they thought.
Well, their parents. Yeah, definitely. Yes. It's the way you brought up.
I think people who work in that environment, maybe even reformed alcoholics who have taught, or reformed alcoholics who would have some sort of training in a social care environment, I suppose.
Primarily the parents, I would say. Yes, the parents. But I think it should definitely be taught in schools as well. So it needs to be backed up by schools. So they should have classes in school, you know.
So, it seems that the majority expect parents to teach their children, but also expect some sort of education in schools about alcohol. On these findings, I went off to find out what is being done about alcoholism in Wales. I went to talk to Mark Clayson, Policy Officer for Alcohol Concern Wales, to ask what is happening and what is going to be done. So Mark, what do you do?
Well, my role is a policy officer, and basically that's about campaigning for policy changes in Wales and improved services for people who are affected by alcohol problems.
Who do you think should be responsible for teaching children about drink problems and drink-related issues?
Yeah, I think we've all got a responsibility, really, to protect children from harm.
Do you think there's any plans from the Welsh Government and schools and stuff?
Welsh Assembly Government have been looking at a few different things. For example, they're looking at the adequacy of teacher training at the moment, whether teachers are equipped to spot alcohol issues and whether they're able to, whether they know what to do really if they spot someone that's maybe got an alcohol problem or alcohol issue. WAG are also looking to roll out school counselling services where, for example, there'll be a counsellor based in a school.
What are the plans for the company in the future?
Well, the main priority for alcohol concern in Wales is to continue raising the profile of the potential harms of drinking regularly above guidelines. We're keen to implement a minimum price on alcohol where the moderate drinker wouldn't be affected, the prices in pubs and bars wouldn't really be affected, but what it would do is get rid of all these discount deals where people are buying drinks for kind of pocket money prices, really.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. And for any more information on any of the topics covered, please go to either my website or Alcohol Concern website, which is www.alcoholconcern.org.uk. And if you've got any other related issues about drug or alcohol use, please phone the Dan 24-hour 7 days a week hotline on 0800 633 5588. Thank you, Mark, for that interview. It was really good to get an insight into what goes on inside the organisation and what they're trying to do to raise alcohol awareness and to try and lower the shockingly high statistics down. After talking to Mark, I decided to go and do some research into some alcohol facts. Here's what I found out. With the growth of British youth drinking culture, it's becoming increasingly obvious that something more needs to be done. Since the Labour government brought in the new extended drinking hours, more than 162,000 people have been admitted to hospital with drink-related issues, which is 26% more than 2005, the year before the Labour government brought this into action. 2008 figures also show that more than 1,000 children under the age of 14 have been admitted to hospital with drink-related problems. I'm stood here outside the Welsh Assembly buildings where steps are being taken in order to try and combat this growing problem. Some of the steps already in place are things such as the under 21 and no ID, no sale policies, but the government are also planning to try and introduce some new measures, such as a minimum price for alcohol in supermarkets, school counselling and teacher training. But are these efforts too late? If alcoholism was already taught in schools, would we really have this problem? As most parties agree, the education of alcoholism should be taught by the parents who set the example and by schools. But we'll have to wait and see. And I'm afraid that brings us to the end of the show. If you've been affected by any of the issues on the show, then please call Drinkline on 0800 917 8282. That's 0800 917 8282. Or visit my website. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next week.
Oh.